What's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am sitting down getting ready to start my football gaming sessions as I do every single day. Now, just like in real life football, I play for the love of the game, but every player, whether it's gaming or real life, needs extra motivation. In the gaming world, you have different objectives, different players you can earn, different rewards, so when you play the game, there's a purpose at the end of it. Like in real football, in a league, you're playing to win the league championship or at least finish at a high place, right? In tournaments, you're looking to win the cup. In football games, you have these different rewards and objectives, and that gives you extra motivation. So when you finish competing, you have something to look forward to. For example, in FC 25 right now, there are friendly cups where you can earn a ton of different rewards, including some very good players, not to mention an evolution chain going on where you can boost up a player of your liking as part of the Fantasy FC promo. In eFootball, there are excellent events, as always, where you can earn tons of rewards, and there are a variety of these events. And then you look at UFL, and there's just not much going on, and you realize the most talk has been about this big update to fix the gameplay. They're talking about adding modes, which is a whole different topic, right? For instance, modes-wise, obviously FC, you have squad battles, you have the friendly cups I just talked about, you have Rush. In eFootball, you have the new 3v3 mode, you have events we just talked about, obviously is like their big weekend thing, like a showdown or a champs. And then you have the eFootball League, no different than in UFL, you have divisions, and in FC, you have rivals. I'm talking purely about the rewards you get from playing these different modes, right? So let's just fast forward and act like UFL already has the modes for the tournaments they're adding, the player versus player and the player versus AI. That's great. Reward-wise, though, where you get players such as you see here in FC, or the different rewards such as coins that you might get in eFootball, and then you can go and purchase players, or there are also sometimes rewards including getting players in eFootball. None of that exists in UFL. I mean, even something as little as turning on the game and getting a login bonus and doing this daily PK that you get rewards for in eFootball. Yes, does it have kind of a childish tone to it, but you have something you get from these type of things, right? In UFL right now, there's no extra player offers, for one. For two, the rewards that you do get are very minimal. We're talking vanity items or skins. That's about it. So, literally, as I was sitting here looking at which game to play, these are the factors that I don't even think about that really motivate which game I want to play. Outside of the gameplay, absolutely does too, but a big part of it is the rewards I'm getting. I went on a huge FC grind lately, and it was because of the evolution. I chose Nkunku and looking to boost him up as quickly as possible, as well as all of these incredible awards in these friendly cups where you have different restrictions with your squad. So it just adds depth to the game. It adds more fun, right? In eFootball, it's newer to me, so I wanted to play mainly just because I'm learning the gameplay and it's fun, because it's a totally unique, learning experience as far as football gaming goes. But on top of that, within these events, you get a ton of good rewards that are ever-changing, including sometimes even being players. Now, does FC have eFootball beat here? Absolutely, but both eFootball and FC give you that further purpose so that at the end of playing, you feel rewarded, right? It is a satisfying feeling when you get out of a game, you get into the menus, and you get to open, whether it's packs in FC or a certain player that you earned through an objective, or a certain player or coins maybe that you earned in eFootball. UFL does have the challenges for CP and this and that, just like the other two games, and they have the skins, but it is very barren. It is limited to that. On top of the gameplay, we need to be talking about adding more rewards, not just making the rewards better, not just adding modes to then get rewards from those modes, but I'm talking actual rewards. Start adding players. Now, once you do that, because it is a very limited player base, meaning both eFootball and FC have legends, icons, whatever you want to call them, and they have various promos that give different versions of players. UFL simply just has the player. That's it. The one version, their quote-unquote what would be a base version in eFootball or the regular gold card in FC. That's all UFL has. So they can't go giving away a ton of players. I get that. However, that's maybe a reason why they need to transition and start offering these different players. Maybe instead of skins for certain players, there is a permanent skin on a player that you can get. Like I said, an old school Cristiano Ronaldo that can only play on the wing, and he has different stats compared to his typical Ronaldo card. Maybe you do a throwback Mbappe where he only can play the wing, not even striker, like things like that. If you add that, then you can start giving more players away, because it won't be a situation where if you give players away, in rewards in UFL, then it takes a ton away from even grinding, period. Because why are you grinding? To boost up your players, and then also to get those meta players that you've been aiming to get. Whether it's a Haaland, an Mbappe, a CR7, right? Who you right now can aim to get in the team pass, and that's more of what I'm talking about. That is the sole purpose of many players right now. I go in my Discord and I see it. Literal players that are only playing UFL because they want that CR7. So imagine if you multiply that and you started adding more players. But again, in order to do that, you'd have to have several different types. I get it. Start doing that then, because we are high on making the gameplay better with this upcoming patch, and that is the most important part. However, once this patch comes, if it's bad, well then many players just won't play the game. But let's say it is good. You better believe that the next aspect of the game will be, okay, now we have a good game. Now we're happy for a month, 2 months, a year, but we're going to need some depth. Not just in modes, right? So now we're happy. Let's just fast forward and assume we're happy with the game. We're happy with all the variety of modes. But then, what do you get for playing those modes? That's where UFL is severely lacking, and I hope they can take motivation, hope they can take inspiration from eFootball and FC, who are continuously looping in these different events, these different objectives, friendly cups to where you can earn this player and that player and this many coins and whatever else. Those things are necessary because that's a reward at the end of the tunnel for playing all these different modes. I just wanted to touch base on that because it's been getting overlooked, since the main talk in UFL is this big patch for the gameplay, also adding modes, but no one's been talking about not just getting more rewards, but the depth of the actual rewards you get. So that's my 2 cents on it. As I was sitting here deciding which game to play, I would say outside of the gameplay being, the most important part, right? The next is that why. Why are you playing? What reward? Are you getting that boosted up in Kunku in FC? Are you playing eFootball because you're 1 win away from getting 100 coins, right? Are you playing UFL because you almost got Cristiano Ronaldo and you want to get him in your team so bad, right? So you have to take that, not just limit it to, okay, in this particular team pass, you have a Cristiano Ronaldo. The last one there is that pick where you got one of like 10 players. Now that was pretty underwhelming, to be honest, compared to getting the CR7. But if they kept going that route, but also added more of these type of rewards, more players that you could get, so it doesn't end up being a situation where you put a player out there and many players are like, well, I already have him, so it's just not motivating, and that's a huge letdown. That could absolutely drive players to play these other games that have better rewards that players actually want to grind for. So with that being said, let me know where you stand on this. When you're playing these games such as UFL, are you motivated? If so, what rewards do you like? What do you want to see more of reward wise? And keep grinding, keep having fun. Peace out.